So what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Robert. This is your first time tuning in. So another question we get asked is, how do you pick a side hustle? How do you know if it's a good side hustle for you? How do you go about it? Do you go based off of money? Do you go based off of interest? Do you go based off of resources? What do you do? So I'm going to talk about how I typically choose side hustles and to make extra cash. Again, everyone's situation is different, so it might not apply to you. It may, who knows? If it does, take it with you, run with it. If it doesn't, then just pick and choose what works. So how I typically would choose a side hustle, it's going to be based off of convenience and interest. Money also, it has to kind of check all three boxes for me, but how should I say this? So let me just give you like an example, I guess. So one of my side hustles that I used to do was firewood. So it checked the box for convenience because I already have, a ranch or a property that had a bunch of wood that people like to barbecue with, especially for like the holidays. So the convenience factor was there. Second factor is I actually enjoy working with my hands. It was fun for me. It didn't feel like work. So it checked that box. The third box is money. It was good money that didn't really cost me a whole lot. I could sell a small little box of firewood for about $40, especially if I was shipping it. People outside of my area will pay a premium to get that type of wood to their location because those trees don't grow in that area. So it kind of checked all three boxes for me, but there may be something that you may prioritize higher on your scale of importance. Maybe you value being creative, maybe you value money more, maybe you value your time more, maybe you value convenience more. I'm not sure, but you're gonna have to choose that for yourself. This is just for me. It made sense for me to do something like that because I already had the convenience of a property and the wood there to start a little online wood business, I guess you could say. Now, aside from that, choosing something that doesn't feel like work is going to lead to less burnout, to be honest with you. If you can choose something that doesn't feel like it's a whole lot of work for you, it doesn't take a whole lot of effort, or maybe if it's even something that you're already doing and you're just not capitalizing on the monetary value of it, how much money you can make off of it, it'll help you to reduce the effect of burnout and feeling like you're getting overwhelmed and like you have a second job or third job. That's one thing that I found, is that if you do something that you actually enjoy, or that you have an interest in, or you're interested in learning more about, it'll help you to not get burnt out as fast. Now, if you're just doing something solely for the money, typically, kind of like on those three tiers that I said, if money's really important for you on the side hustles, I've typically seen that if you go after just the money, your interest is not as high, convenience is not as high, and you typically may even experience burnout sooner. Yeah, you might make some money at first, but you probably might get tired of that side hustle a little bit faster than someone who is doing a side hustle because they really enjoy it, or they really love it. So I guess we'll kind of talk about some other people that I've seen. So I have some older friends, I guess, that really enjoy like planting or things like that. So they start their own little small, basically backyard nurseries. So it's things that they're already doing. They already had an abundance of these plants, and now they're just marketing them to the public. So now the public can go out and buy plants from them. But these are already things that they were doing. They already had buckets of plants. They already had an interest in plants, and now they are just marketing this and cashing in on something they already enjoyed, on something that they already liked. That's an example of how convenience and a hobby can actually turn into a side hustle. Again, now I'm sure there's a lot of people that can probably relate to that as well. you know, maybe somebody who's retired, who is always in the yard watering plants and planting plants. That might be something that's up their alley. But there's different ways you can kind of monetize your hobby or your interest. For me also is like fishing. I like fishing. I can also start a side hustle selling fishing tips or selling bait for fishing. There's different ways to monetize your interest and things that you're already doing, and you don't have to go so out of your way to start a new side hustle. It's already kind of right in front of you. You just got to figure out how to make it work for you as well. But yeah, the biggest thing is just not to let your hobby or your interest become a full-time job as well. That's where you kind of have to be able to balance the fact that you are trying to make money, but you're also still trying to enjoy your hobby or enjoy what you're doing before you try to monetize it or make money from it. That's gonna be the hardest thing. Now, another thing, when it comes to side hustles, you don't necessarily need to reinvent the wheel when it comes to side hustles. All you need to do is just find something that works in your area or works online. Whatever kind of side hustle you're going to do some research, see what actually is working, what has a high percentage of probability of working out. It could be local side hustles. We have, again, I live in a small town. A lot of the side hustles that I see personally from either friends of mine or people in the community is they do a lot of like crafty things, and they attend events that that we hold or host in the area, and they sell their crafts. They sell things that they make, things that they knit. There's all kinds of stuff, man. Printers, and they label like Stanleys. They put little custom labels on Stanleys. They make candles, they make fragrances, soaps, all different kinds of little side hustles. And these are good things for, you know, the everyday person to do on their spare time that you probably already have an interest in doing. So and as far as like for men, I see a lot of guys that are renting out their tractors or renting out their equipment or offering their time to run the equipment for somebody. That's another side hustle for like a guy. Again, these are all things that, you know, for the men, they probably have the tools or the equipment, so it's out of convenience and maybe even necessity to make some extra cash. So it kind of fits that alley. For the women, it may be something that they are already interested in, or they already have the ingredients to make, say, soaps or candles or whatever, so they make those. But again, you don't need to be super crazy. You know, it doesn't need to be something super crazy, super fancy.